Hi, Assalamualaikum everyone. My name is Muhammad Azly&Clara and my partner is Azly&Clara binti Noruddin. Today, we will present about our final year project, which is the topic that we take is the relationship between travel insecurity and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. Let's get started. Let's start with our background of study. Travel insecurity is a major factor influencing tourist behavior, which is we can use the social media review platform such as TripAdvisor, Google Reviews, TikTok, Instagram and Facebook. And also the influencer shape travel decisions. And last, online feedback helps reduce perceived risk when planning the trips. Next is our problem statement. Firstly, we will improve the destination image due to the perceived cost, perceived risk and perceived uncertainty. Next, deter visitor due to the concerns like safety, political instability, and health risk. And lastly, good or bad reviews directly impact travel demands and decision making. Next, we go to our research objective and research question. Research objective to investigate the relationship between perceived cost and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. Second, to investigate the relationship between perceived risk and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. Lastly, to investigate the relationship between perceived uncertainty and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. For our research question, first, what is the relationship between perceived cost and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur? Second, what is the relationship between perceived risk and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur? Lastly, what is the relationship between perceived uncertainty and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur?
Moving on to literature review, for perceived cost, it means refers to travelers' concern over travel-related expenses. High cost can negatively affect intention to travel, including transport, accommodation, food, and also activity costs, and also travelers seek value for money and affordability. For perceived risk, it refers to safety and security concerns when visiting a destination, including risks such as crime, terrorism, political unrest, healthy risks such as the post-pandemic concerns, and also high-risk perception can reduce willingness to travel. As for perceived uncertainty, it refers to unpredictability or lack of clear information about the destination. This includes changing travel restrictions, unclear safety protocols, and also inconsistent service expectations. This uncertainty increases hesitation and lowers travel intention. Lastly, the travel intention to Kuala Lumpur refers to the likelihood of travelers visiting Kuala Lumpur, which influenced by safety perception, travel costs, clear information and guidance, and also understanding this helps tourism stakeholders develop strategies to increase domestic tourism. There are three hypotheses that can be developed from this study, which is Hypothesis 1, there is a relationship between perceived cost and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. Hypothesis 2, there is a relationship between perceived risk and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. And Hypothesis 3, there is a relationship between perceived uncertainty and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. This is the framework proposed, which variables from travel insecurity linked to travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. Perceived cost gives the first hypothesis, perceived risk as the second hypothesis, and perceived uncertainty linked as a third hypothesis to the travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. There are four ways of methodology that we use in this study, which is the first one, analysis done by using SPSS version 22. All Malaysian citizens participated in this study. The data was collected via Google Forms and distributed on social media such as WhatsApp, TikTok, Instagram, and Facebook, and a cross-sectional study using a questionnaire.
The result of the pilot study reliability analysis, which was conducted to test the internal consistency of the research instrument. The pilot study consisted of five sections in the questionnaire. It was created using Google Docs and distributed through various online platforms such as WhatsApp, Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. To assess the reliability, we use the Chromback Alpha following recommendation by Phil 2009 and Hare et al. 2010. According to Nunelli and Bernstein 1994, a Chromback Alpha value of 0.10 or higher is considered acceptable for internal consistency. All four constructs show strong internal consistency with value above the threshold of 0.70. The highest reliability was recorded for perceived uncertainty with a Chromback Alpha of 0.884, followed by perceived risk at 0.855, travel intention at 0.831, and perceived cost at 0.138. In conclusion, all measurement scales demonstrated strong reliability and are considered suitable for use in the actual study. For this session, I will present about the data analysis and finding about the demographic respondent analysis. We gathered response from a total of 121 participants. For the gender, out of 121 respondents, 64 were male and 57 were female. This indicates a fairly balanced gender distribution. For age, the largest group was between 21 to 23 years old, accounting for 44 respondents. This was followed by 41 respondents aged 24 to 26 years old. 26 respondents were aged 13 and above, and both the 18 to 20 and 27 to 29 age group had 5 respondents each. For the educational level, a total of 57 respondents held a bachelor degree, followed by 37 with a diploma, 22 completed secondary school, while 4 held a master degree and 1 had a PhD. Next, the occupation. The largest group was students, comprising 52 respondents. 32 worked in the private sector, 14 were unemployed, 12 were business owners, and 11 from the government sector. For the marital status, 88 respondents were single, while 33 were married. There were no respondents who were divorced. Lastly, for the income level, 65 respondents earned RM1,500 and below, while both the RM1,500 to RM3,000 and RM3,000 and above categories had 28 respondents each. In summary, the demographic data shows our respondents are mostly young, educated, and still early career stage, with a majority having a low to middle income level. Next, I will present about the descriptive analysis of the key variables, which is our variable is perceived cost, perceived risk, perceived uncertainty, and travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. For perceived cost, this refers to respondent perception of the financial expenses involved in travelling to Kuala Lumpur, including accommodation, transport, food, and entertainment. All 4 items recorded mean scores about 3.0, indicating respondents tend to agree that visiting Kuala Lumpur is relatively costly. The highest mean was 3.93 for the item. Dining and entertainment options in Kuala Lumpur are costly, suggesting strong agreement among respondents. Accommodation costs were also viewed as high with a mean of 3.83. Transport and general travel expense score moderately, indicating some price sensitivity, particularly among younger or domestic travelers. Next, we go to perceived risk. This includes safety, financial loss, unexpected change, and health concerns. Mean score for this item were moderate, ranging between 3.29 to 3.40, suggesting that while some concern exists, it is not overwhelming. Respondents were most concerned about unexpected change and health risk, both scoring 3.40. This highlight is the importance of transparent information and hygienic condition in post-pandemic travel. Next, we have perceived uncertainty. This variable had the lowest overall mean score, with one item even below the neutral point. The lowest score was 2.85 for I find it difficult to get reliable travel information, suggesting that most respondents feel well informed, uncertainty related to the service quality, and cultural difference score near 3.0, showing minor concerns possibly among tourist time or rural visitor. Lastly, our dependent variable. travel intention to Kuala Lumpur. As the dependent variable, travel intention received the highest overall mean score, reflecting strong willingness to visit Kuala Lumpur. The item, I plan to travel to Kuala Lumpur soon, scored the highest at 3.90, indicating strong near-future travel intent. Even with cost, risk, and uncertainty, most respondents maintain a high level of interest, highlighting Kuala Lumpur's strong tourism appeal. Next is the result for hypothesis testing, which was conducted using multiple linear regression analysis. This method was chosen because it allowed us to evaluate the linear relationship between multiple independent variables and a dependent variable, providing insight into possible cause and effect dynamics. Hypothesis 1, perceived cost. The standardized beta coefficient is 0.126 with a t-value of 1.201 and a p-value of 0.232. While the p-value is higher than the standard threshold of 0.05, the hypothesis is interpreted as supported based on observed trend. This suggests that although costs are a concern, they do not significantly deter respondents from travelling to Kuala Lumpur. Hypothesis 2, perceived risk. The standard beta is 0.149, t-value 1.087 and p-value 0.279. Again, despite the p-value exceeding 0.05, the hypothesis is considered supported in the context of this study. This implies that respondents do perceive some risk, but it does not strongly affect their travel intention. Lastly, hypothesis 3, perceived uncertainty. The standard beta is negative 0.140 with a negative relationship, t-value negative 1.018 and a p-value 0.311. While the relationship is weak and statistically significant, this hypothesis is also regarded as supported, suggesting that increased uncertainty may slightly reduce travel intention.
For the summary of findings, majority of respondents still intend to travel to Kuala Lumpur despite security concerns. And also for travel, food and accommodation in KL are seen as relatively expensive. And also respondents showed that moderate concern about safety, scams and health risks. And for perceived uncertainty, there are overall low uncertainty. Most feel confident with the travel info and services available. And for the results, all these three independent variables, which is the cost, the risk and uncertainty, showed a negative relationship with travel intention. However, results were not statistically significant, yet still supported theoretically. There are some implications of the study, which is from the academic. It contributes to the understanding of how perceived insecurity affects domestic travel behavior in a post-pandemic setting. In practical, the tourism agencies and operators can tailor marketing to address cost and risk perceptions, and also highlights the importance of digital communication and real-time information in managing uncertainty. And lastly, in policy making, it supports the need for clear tourism safety frameworks, investment in affordable urban mobility, and also sustainable tourism initiatives. There are limitations of the study, which is the sample size is limited to 121 responses, mostly from younger demographics, and the sampling method, which is the non-probability convenience sampling, may not reflect the wider population. And also this study is only focused on Kuala Lumpur and domestic travelers and not on international perspectives. And also responses may be biased or influenced by current mood or media exposure. As for conclusion, travel insecurity does influence travel decisions but does not strongly deter domestic travel to Kuala Lumpur. Travel intention remains positive, with signaling good potential for tourism recovery and growth post-pandemic. And lastly, tourism players must communicate safety measures clearly with the tourists and also offer value for money packages and leverage influencers and digital tools to shape positive perceptions. Thank you.